Hi guys, it's me. I was just wanting to talk a little bit about my past. I did mention that I believe in one of my other vlogs about discussing it. I was born in Florida, raised in New York since I was 2 years old. Um, Raised in a pretty dysfunctional family. Dad was alcoholic, mom was on prescription pills, just a really good combo there. Anyway, I started being very destructive. Very young. I started smoking cigarettes at 9 years old. And I can remember walking around my little fanny pack and my Marlboro lights showing through the neon green, and my sister slapping the shit out of me because I had them, and my mom was like, nah, she's fine, leave her alone. 9 years old. Anyway, I started drinking when I was 10, which I'm not proud of. Um, when, let's see, when my mom and dad finally moved away from each other, when they separated, years after they separated, they finally moved out. And that's when I started smoking weed. The first time I smoked, I was 9 and a half. But when I started really on a daily basis, I was about 12. Um, One of my family members lived in Hawaii and would visit every year. And every year when he would visit, he always, say, oh, come back, move to Hawaii with me. And my mom finally gave in when I was 14, maybe 15. I think I was 15. And so I moved to Hawaii with him. She thought it would be a good start for me because I was being so bad. Um, Hawaii was gorgeous. I lived in Oahu. Absolutely gorgeous. Went to school there and was doing really, really well. And after 6 months, I got really homesick and finally moved back to New York. I told my uncle I can't do it anymore. I really miss my family. I was young. And went to New York. About 3 months after I moved back to New York, my uncle came to visit, and long and behold, him and my older sister bought me a plane ticket and her to move back to Hawaii with him. I was very mad at the time. I'm not mad about it anymore, but it was just, it was behind my back, so it was very frustrating. I was forced, pretty much. Moved back. Maybe about 8 months later, my mom and little brother moved there. They moved, in a different apartment. And my uncle started doing things to me. In order to go visit my mom and brother, he would pretty much molest me. Not pretty much, he did. He molested me for several months after my sister moved back to New York. I guess he found his opportunity for us to be alone, and he did for several months. The only way I could go hang out with my friends was for things to happen, to see my mom and little brother, things to happen, to go to the mall, to, if I wanted to buy a new pair of shorts. That was the only thing I could get. The only way I could do anything or get anything was to allow him to do things to me, which I'm so mad at myself for. Finally, one day, my sister, was my sister visiting? No, it was after one of my other older sister came to visit and went back to New York. I wanted to sleep at my mom's apartment. My uncle was really always, I don't know, up my ass about things and hovering and just, he was a child molester. I mean, I don't know. He was very controlling. And I wanted to sleep at my mom's and he said no. And I just got so fed up with it. I called my mom and I told her everything. And he admitted to everything. And he brought me right over there. And this is where it gets fucked up. About a month after that, my mom says, hey, your uncle's coming over. He wants to say hi. My mom's a pillhead. She has never ever been in her right mind. She got abused by her first husband, not my dad. Her first husband beat the shit out of her constantly, so I'm sure she has some damage from that, obviously. Pills didn't help. He came over and next thing I know, she's like, oh, we're all moving in together in like a duplex or something. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. This man touched me, did things to me for months. And no, we're moving in together. I'm like, great. So, we all moved in together. Um, I don't know. I felt since he did those things to me, I would use him. He didn't do anything to me again, but I used him. Had him buy me things. Bought me a horse, bought me a car, bought me all kinds of shit. I don't know if it was guilt from him or he was trying to groom me again. I don't know. He never did anything to me again, but I used the shit out of him. He ruined my life, and so I made sure I ruined his. Um, which is horrible, and I'm probably going to hell for it, but he eventually lost his business he had, which I'm glad. Um, I don't know, I guess somebody that could be a predator, especially towards a child, a family member, on top of that, his own niece, he deserves what's coming to him. Um, because of that, I turned to drugs again. I started doing meth. I was smoking pot many times a day. I was an alcoholic. I tried every drug you could think of, which I'm not proud of. But it helped me escape because one day my mom came up to me and said, I think I'm falling in love with your uncle. I'll never forget that. Um, During one of those fights, she told me that she felt like I was a curse brought on this earth when I was born, and she wishes she never had me, but whatever. I've had worse things said to me, I guess. Um, but I turned into a very bad drug addict. Very bad. I got kicked out of school. I was going to school after school, getting suspended, getting in fist fights, I got expelled. I stole a golf cart from the school. I was bad. I was going to group homes. I was going to rehab. Nothing was working for me. Um, my mom and uncle finally decided we were going to go our separate ways, thank God. And my mom was on a chat room called Hawaii Chat Universe with a whole bunch of friends and met, lots of people. At that time, she wound up starting to drink a lot. And they had a big get together, and she met somebody named Steve. And her friend were like, is your family going to come out for Thanksgiving? And he's like, no. So my mom invited him to our house for Thanksgiving. A few days before Thanksgiving, I got arrested because I was going to get in a big fight with my neighbor upstairs because she's different now. At that time, I was going to fight her. And my mom called the cops on me, and they came and got me and put me in a place called Kahimohala, which was like a crazy house overnight after being, taken by cops and brought there, whatever. The night before Thanksgiving, my mom and my neighbor came and got me out, and lo and behold, Steve is now my husband. Unfortunately, I was still doing drugs at the time I was with him, and I was on birth control, but after 3.5 months, I did get pregnant, and if it wasn't for me getting pregnant, I would be dead right now. Me getting pregnant forced me to stop doing the stupid shit and grow up. I grew up. It took me a few days to still get off of the drugs so I wouldn't miscarry, per my doctor's advice. Going cold turkey does more damage than slowly weaning off. I have been sober from hardcore drugs for 14 years. If I wouldn't have met my husband and got pregnant, like I said, I'd be dead. I'd be in jail. Who knows? I mean, I was a stripper. For a while, I am proud to say I'd never had sex for money, never had sex for drugs, but I did strip. Drugs make you do crazy things, and I am very proud that I was able to stop. A lot of my friends from that time are either still drug addicts, they're in jail, or they're dead. which hurts my heart because I really wish that they would have changed, especially for their kids. Um, I'm not perfect. I still do crave a lot. There are times where I did break down and smoke a little bit of weed, but I never touched another hardcore drug. Um, but yeah, if it wasn't for my kids and my husband, I wouldn't be here today. I eventually went back to school, got my diploma. I now have 2 degrees. I have a degree in medical assisting and a degree in criminal justice. And I'm also an EMT. And I still have a temper. I still, sometimes really want to fight, but I control myself better. So when people are like in jail and they have 10 kids and they're not even raising them and they choose drugs over their kids, come on, close your fucking legs, get your shit tied, and grow the fuck up. Be a mom, be a dad, whatever you are. Take care of your children. Quit just spitting them out. Several of my family like that too, that I'm not going to get into right now, but yeah. The excuse, oh, she was young when she got pregnant. Shut the fuck up. So was I. I was younger when I had my kid than she had hers, and I grew up. Anyway, sorry for getting off subject. So that's a little bit about my history. Um, I'm not proud of it at all, but I'm very proud of the fact that I beat it, and I'm here today to take care of my kids, and I hope my kids don't make the same mistakes I did. And I would never allow anybody to hurt my kids. And if I found out anybody did ever touch my kids, not even going to say it on here, but leave your comments below if you have experienced something similar, and need some encouragement or just someone to talk to while you're getting through this. Just let me know. I do still have flashbacks of the molestation during the most horrible times, trying to be intimate with my husband. I'm sure I'll always have that. But I'm here if you need to talk. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.